daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and good Tuesday afternoon, and welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center, and Building Supply Stores, and J. Smith Construction. Four outstanding partners we have on the program. Randy, good to see you today. We do not have a lack of things to talk about on today's show. We want to hear from you out there, of course. 256-234-6221 is the number to be on the program. Of course, you can comment away on Facebook Live. You can go to our Sports Blitz page. That's Sports with a Z. You can also find us on YouTube out there. And we're going to have a graphic coming up shortly. We want to start pushing people to our YouTube page. We're going to be doing some other cool things here in the next week that's going to be unveiled that we're excited about. And so you need to stay tuned for that. We got a lot of cool things that will be coming your way this year. On top of everything else that we do. But glad that you joined us out there here on the Auburn Blitz. Auburn a couple of days away now from playing in the SEC tournament. The tournament gets started tomorrow. We'll talk about that in detail. The SEC All-Conference Awards came out. First and second team, Players of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. We'll go through all that. Just a quick note there, Jerry Stackhouse, well-deserving of that SEC Coach of the Year.
Well, I told you, able to go over to Vandy a couple of weeks ago and watch the way that they played. I hate it for them that Robbins won't be playing anymore throughout this year. I thought the way that he was playing on the defensive end and, heck, shooting free throws against Auburn and being physical down under the bucket gave them a chance. Have a hard time finding a way that they're going to beat a really good team without his presence down in the paint. But I like their sets, Brett. I'm no basketball coach, but it's very easy to see someone that has nice inbounds plays. Like there's not just you remember us all picking, including our Alabama faithful and Luke Robinson, Gottfried and his inbounds plays.
Oh, yeah.
It was like every inbounds play that he had was just delivering it well past the half court. There's never really a nice set that it looked like they had a plan. You watch Stackhouse, man, they do some different things on the half court sets that make it really tough on you, and they get the people that they want in position to make plays in those right positions. So I hate it. But, yeah, you're right. The way that they played, especially closing out the year in an SEC play.
And good for him.
Good for him, Brett.
11-7 in conference play, Auburn 10-8, and it really came down to that game. You know, if Auburn wins that game, Auburn's 11-7, and Vanderbilt's 10-8. But nevertheless, Jerry Stackhouse has brought Vanderbilt back to some type of competitiveness and has them heading into the SEC tournament with a decent team. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about SEC tournament odds, NCAA. Where will Auburn end up? I think Auburn's firmly in the tournament now, based on what we've heard and watching all the prognosticators and everybody and all the potential, different types of brackets that are out there. There's 100 different types, but there's a couple, Joe Lunardi, Jerry Palm, really kind of authorities on that. So we'll talk about where Joe Lunardi now has Auburn and Jerry Palm now has. It's changed a little bit since yesterday. So we'll talk about that here. Auburn baseball off to a rip-roaring start, and we'll talk about that a little bit more from yesterday. They're back on the diamond today against UAB. They got a 5-game week here. Play UAB today, play Jacksonville State tomorrow on the road. Butch Thompson really feels good about this week because he said, look, we can't hide this week. He said, we're going to have to play everybody. And, when you got 5 games and then you got Southeast Louisiana coming in, who was in Auburn's regional last year, if you'll remember, a very good baseball team. This is not chump change. This will be a good challenge for them. Just came off of a good challenge with Lipscomb. He said that was very much an SEC staff they faced all weekend. Auburn was able to get that sweep. Auburn has bumped up to number 13 in the perfect game poll. So, good things going for Auburn baseball.
Definitely is. And, I remember having these conversations on the program about 7 or 8 years ago, and the thing that we pointed to was we would play okay On SEC weekends, we get midweek and we get drummed
Because didn't have any players.
because we didn't have pitching depth.
That's it.
Then when we threw our 5th and 6th starters out there, the drop-off from the first 3 down to 5 and 6 was such a drastic drop that we would get beat consistently by the UABs and the Troys and the Jacksonville States of the world out there.
Right.
Now I don't feel that way. I think the 5th and 6th best starters for Auburn are top 3 guys for a lot of the lower tier.
Right.
And that's a huge plus for what is currently going on in the recruiting for Butch Thompson. And we already knew that he was a great pitching coach, Brett. But when you lose some of the arms that Auburn's lost, you think about it. We've lost
last year.
We've lost some great arms over the last 5 to 6 years,
Right.
and have been able the following year to come back and not feel like we've taken a step back. And then years before that, after Hal Baird, if we lost a guy like that, you felt it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Casey Mize, Tanner Burns, Burkhalter just left as a closer. I mean, look at last year. Weekend was phenomenal.
Gonzalez has been out, expecting him
Right.
back, Brett, but we haven't taken a slide back without him in there.
We haven't.
And I think
So-
anyone would agree he's our one.
Oh, he's definitely the one. And Jason Caldwell did a really good job of breaking that down. We've got a synopsis that we'll talk about when we, a little bit later on the program, we go into depth. Auburn softball 20-2 on the season. Mickey Dean, he said going in, this was a team that had a chance to be really good. And they got 3 really good pitchers on this team. And, normally it's a one pitcher and then maybe the second one. Okay, Auburn's got 2 number ones and then probably a high 2 as their third starter that's emerged, and they're hitting the softball. The problem with Mickey Dean teams, since he's been at Auburn's, they don't hit very well.
With power.
He said, well, this team does, and this team is run-ruling most everybody. And obviously they played South Alabama and South Alabama had somebody in the circle that was pretty doggone good that held them to 2 runs. They lost that game 3-2. They split on that Saturday with South Alabama, but nevertheless, 2 losses on the season, 20 wins. They'll be back in action. They'll have Georgia coming up very soon to start SEC play, and so we'll be following that very closely as well. Owen Papo, we'll talk about him at the NFL draft. Man, just makes you go, what might have been with a 5-star linebacker like Owen Papo coming out of high school, and what he's doing at this draft right now, or the combine, and what he was able to the numbers he was able to put up are phenomenal. And again, it's going to go down. I think he's going to have a good pro career, and I think we're going to look back and go, crap, and I know he was injured a lot, but we're going to look back and go, man, that was another guy that we didn't take advantage of.
Here's the thing about Owen Papo. I think you get these guys that they can throw the stats out there, when it's size and weight and how fast they are and they're 40 and how many reps they can get on 225. Some of these guys are just freakazoids when it comes.
Turned heads up there.
There's an easy way to turn heads, but you turn the film on, he's pretty good. I mean, he's never been great. He's a pretty good sideline-to-sideline defender. Maybe. But I think he had a pretty darn good coach a couple of years ago. I think Travis Williams can coach him up with the best of anybody. I truly believe that.
Well,
I'm not – look, I'm just not on here to knock him, Brett.
Right.
I'm on here to say that Zacoby McClain, to me, was a much better linebacker than Owen Papo ever dreamed of being in Auburn. Deshaun Davis was a much better linebacker than Owen Papo ever.
May translate to be a better NFL.
Maybe he will. I'll see it and believe it. What I would like to see us do is get an Owen Papo type that gets all of those numbers, and then he's got a headhunter mentality. If we can put the 2 of those together, Takeo Spike's the last one we've had like that.
Yeah.
You may say Carlos Dansby. Carlos Dansby could be considered a guy that was close to like that.
He definitely was.
Anybody I'm missing other than those 2?
I mean, you wouldn't consider Darius Thomas a linebacker, would you?
No, and back in the 80s and 90s, we had so many of them, man.
Loaded. Well, maybe that's changing.
I hope so.
We talked a little bit about Auburn spring football yesterday. We'll talk a little bit more about that today. Again, spring break this week for Auburn, so they're not practicing. They'll be back next week, so only 3 practices so far for Auburn football. I don't know if you heard or not. Yesterday we kind of talked about Hugh Freeze being open about the NIL deal and how to manage that in the locker room. And he said right now that's his biggest concern. And he said that's the biggest concern for a lot of coaches in the country right now is how are you going to manage all this in the locker room and not allow people to get mad and upset.
Problem is it's fluid. There's no set way that this thing is going to play out. And about 3 years ago, you and I had this discussion, and, you know, I consider myself 20 years into this as a business owner. I consider myself getting pretty good at the business end, but I also know that when things aren't, you know, when they're fluid and they're changing daily and you can't really get a grip on how things are going to play out in the years to come, really hard to communicate that to players, communicate that to reps.
Right.
I mean, this thing's become where
He just doesn't want the animosity to grow because one guy gets this and another guy gets this.
None want it to, but
Well, he's saying
the way
the
to
ones that
offset that is good luck.
Well, he has some pretty good comments. We'll talk about that. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, go ahead.
Hey there.
What's
How y'all
up,
doing
James?
down
What's
there
up, brother?
in Ellick City Town.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. How's your running mate there?
He's still in the hospital and hopefully recovering. Hopefully we'll get him back in the near future.
Yeah, I was asking about your one for today, mister.
Oh, he's doing good. He's here.
Yeah, I see him. I'm watching him.
I made it in out of the screen cleaning tank.
Yeah, okay. What I was going to ask you, I've been noticing on the computer and everything, all these people we're getting. I'm going to tell you something. Some of these guys, if they a tenth is good. I mean, we're getting linemen that actually sound like they know what they're doing. Actually, they sound like they got some experience. Actually, they sound like they might be pretty damn good, honestly.
We hope.
I feel the same way about the running backs. I feel the same way about the scrimmages. I mean, the people between the tackles, let's put it that way, and then the wide receivers and stuff. You know, it's called work, W-O-R-K. If you work and you work smart. Now, we haven't played a game yet. I realize that. But I've been watching it a long time. We're getting some good first-rate ball players with some good experience. And that's what you want if you're going to have to play in this silly damn thing called tunnel or whatever it is. You need to play as well as you can. And that's what I'm ready to see happen. And I agree with you 100% too, Red, on the baseball and the ladies softball. We could have good teams in both of them, and Dean's already made the statement of all the teams, this is his best by far he's had at Auburn. So if that's the case, we'll see about that too. But I really am pleased with how the football coaches have worked as a group and individually. And we weren't going to get any of this top 10. Hell, there's about 5 or 6 of them that I counted. I think I can still count that high and do it right. That were, that are seniors this past year. They'll be freshmen next fall. But I can name 4 or 5 of them for you. I know one of them's I can't even remember now. Anyway, there were several of them within the state here. There's one boy from Holland home at Montgomery.
Yeah.
There was a boy.
Keldrick Fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a guy from over at Munford that's a defensive back. I can name you 2 or 3 more, but I mean, we know who it is. So.
Well, James, we appreciate it, brother. We up against the clock, my man. Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it so much. Got to get the break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin. Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee here with you for about 45 more minutes. Get your calls in, 256-234-6221 to be on the program. You can comment away on our Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z. You can go out there and find us. SEC basketball tournament starts up tomorrow. Actually, that's basically the 2 play-in games. And if you win that game, then really the tournament starts in the second round, and that will start on Thursday for Auburn, and they'll take on Arkansas, the number 10 seed, Auburn, the number 7 seed in the tournament. A little preseason fodder for you. Bama picked 5th in the preseason, A&M 6th. Kentucky was preseason ranked number 1 or picked to finish first, so that kind of tells you how it all plays out. Alabama's the number 1 seed, A&M is the number 2 seed. So, and you look down at it, and Kentucky ends up being the number 3 seed. I think Auburn was preseason ranked, I want to say 7th, and that's where they are in the bracket, 7. So kind of played out like the media thought it would. But Auburn drawing Arkansas. Let's talk about this Arkansas team a little bit. Auburn played Arkansas back on January the 7th. Won that game 72-59. They did not have Nick Smith Jr. He is back now, but Arkansas is coming off a 3-game skid. But look at the 3 they've played. They've played Alabama, Kentucky, and Tennessee, and they've lost those 3 games. And really close game with Alabama in Coleman Coliseum, not so close with Kentucky and Tennessee. So, but Auburn gets a win against Tennessee, so Auburn carries a little momentum into the tournament. But if you want to look at how the scoring broke down back in January the 7th, Arkansas only got to 59 points. It's one of the lowest totals they had all year. Really only two guys got it done for them, Black and Council. Black had 23, Council had 14. Auburn Green had 19, Flanagan 18, and Broom 10. But Nick Smith Jr. is pumping in about 20 to 25 a night now to go along with Anthony Black, to go along with Ricky Council. This will be a different Arkansas team Auburn plays.
Usually is at the end of the year, but they are skidding. Normally at this time of the year, they've started winning, and then they take it into the tournament time, and they've been able to make the 8, I think,
last 2 years.
Last 2 years in a row. So that tells you how good Arkansas can be to close out the season. Just looking down at those stats, the last time Auburn played, though, can we get that out of Alan Flanagan again? We'll have to wait and see. Not too often have we gotten 18 out of him.
Did just now against Tennessee, though.
Yeah.
Had another good night there.
So we'll need that. Flanagan has been steady for the last half of this season, and Auburn really hasn't played poorly. Had a terrible game on the road against Kentucky, but even the losses haven't been bad, very poorly played games. You know, we go to Vandy, who's now 11-7. That loss doesn't look all that bad. You know, the loss to Alabama was maybe one of the best games we played all season when you consider the environment that we were in and the ability to 17-point lead. I know we do let that go, but to go into overtime with one of the top 3 ranked teams in the country tells you that we've got, you know, we can go and play with just about anyone, including our key rival on the road at their place. So we'll see how Auburn does. I would like to see us win at least one more. We get one more win, I feel 100% confident this team's in.
I don't think there's a worry with that. I talked about this yesterday, and I heard a couple of guys on a blog talk about breaking down. Actually, even if Auburn were to lose this game, but playing an Arkansas team that has like a 14 net would be better than Auburn playing somebody like LSU or Ole Miss in the first round. If it's, you know, if they're steady and it's a good game, and even if they lose, you actually maybe gain something more than you actually would do winning against a team that's not very good. If Auburn were to knock off Arkansas, they'd have to turn around and play the hottest team in the league in Texas A&M in the next round in the quarterfinals. If they were to win that game, probably got to play Kentucky. So you talking about a 3-game road and to get to probably Alabama or Missouri would be my guess in the top half. You talking about a gauntlet. That'd be almost like Auburn's run in 2017 in football. Georgia, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, you almost have to run through some of the better teams in the country to try to even get there. So, but anyway, take it one at a time, not thinking Auburn's going to win this tournament. But here are the odds. SEC tournament odds, Alabama a +170. They're the heavy favorite to win the tournament. Tennessee comes in actually at 2 at +280. Kentucky +450. A&M +500. Because it is a little bit tougher down here on the bottom. I mean, you know, Arkansas, A&M, Kentucky, the odds, you can tell the odds based on the brackets. Auburn comes in along with Arkansas at +1,200, Missouri at +25, and then Mississippi State at +4,500. Florida and all the rest through LSU, they're in the Meteor division. That means there's a better chance of a meteor coming from outer space and hitting Earth than them winning that SEC tournament. So we're going to take a break here. We come back, we'll talk about the All-SEC Awards. Where did Auburn place some guys on that? Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Kalijah Idol 15 is coming. Thousands of dollars in cash and prizes are on the line. Visit WKGA975.com. It's Kalijah Idol 15.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab, discounted up to $9,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $6,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program, get your calls in, 256-234-6221 to be on the show. Program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, saving you thousands of dollars each and every day with refinancing, your first mortgage, whatever it is that you need help with. You need to call on Eric McKinley and his staff. They'll get you taken care of. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, helping people find the right property, whether it be a second home, whether it be, your first home, whether you're wanting something down on the coast. Big Fish Real Estate Group will help you out. with that. Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, all your equipment, all of your home improvement needs, all your materials and supplies. They beat the big box stores. 10 locations throughout Central Alabama. Make sure you go visit Russell Do It Centers. And J.A. Smith Construction, commercial and residential, doesn't matter what size job it is. It can be massive commercial projects all the way down to a residential project. They'll help you out there. So glad to be associated with those 4 awesome companies here on the Auburn Blitz. Kyle had a comment, said, heard an interesting stat today. Since that 46-43 loss at Tennessee, Auburn now leads the league in three-point shooting at almost 40%. Close losses, but playing well. I think this team may be peaking right now. And, you know, I heard Justin Hokanson and Jeffrey Lee say yesterday, oddly, that this team has played good basketball, but they just have not been able to finish some of these games. You know, Wendell Green's had the ball in his hands 3 or 4 times this year, Randy, to win a game at the end, and he can't do it. Now, not knocking Wendell Green, because he did make second team All-SEC, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, but he has not been able to hit that clutch shot when we needed him to at the end. But, you know, he poured in 24 the other day against Tennessee, so there ain't nobody knocking Wendell Green. He's had some tough games where he only scored 4 or 6 points against some guys that are bigger than him, and teams had plans to take him out of the game, and it hurt us when they did that. But, you know, he's also done his fair share of helping this team. But Janai Broom, who also finished on the second team All-SEC, Randy, he's 5 of 12 here lately outside the arc, and one of the better three-point shooters we have. And, you know, it does start to look like maybe he's playing out of position. Let's be honest.
He's a 4.
He's a 4.
Yeah.
He's got a decent shot from outside.
Yeah, I believe that.
And he's not a power guy. He's more of a finesse guy. But
he's got an odd frame.
He does.
That would make you think that he would be, but he's not a naturally physical guy.
He's not.
I know that it's just stereotyping, but he reminds me so much of like a Zach Randolph.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of got that lefty, unorthodox style to him. He's a bigger frame, but he's not really a bull mentally. And part of that is the game's become so long, Brett.
That's true.
Man, you don't have to be overly physical in the paint as much as you need to be a rim protector from a length standpoint. And we had one of the best that we'll ever have last year in Walker Kessler.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
We'll never make an imps of that. But Robbins for Vandy. That's what he was, man. We got the ball down in the post, and his length just caused so many problems. And look at Purdue right now.
Yep.
I mean, you throw it down, he's the best player in the country. I know that. But his length is just an issue. And
causes problems.
Players have always been big, but it seems like the post players are going back
if
to
you're not 6'9" now, you don't have any business being anywhere close to down there.
From a 3 to a 5.
That's what I'm saying. 3 to 5.
But a 5 now looks like it's becoming a thinner, more
agile,
length version of Walker Kessler.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Look at what Kessler's doing in the NBA. I mean, he's having a phenomenal rookie season. Thomas says, who do you think will win the SEC tournament this week? Obviously, we just went through the odds. Alabama's favored. You and I kind of agree. I think this Texas A&M team is right to win it. They're playing really good basketball. I think they made a run last year to the championship game and didn't get in the NCAA tournament. I think you'll see, Boots Radford and some of these guys embrace. They knocked Auburn out last year, and Auburn struggled with A&M overall, and that would be Auburn's next opponent if they were to knock off Arkansas. But Tennessee were losing their point guard. Really hurts them. We could see that it hurt them this past Saturday.
Vandy losing Robbins. I mean, you just look at who's left at the odds. Alabama 170, Tennessee 280. I think we could beat Tennessee.
I do too. I feel confident about the way we match up there. Vescovy really was the only guy hitting anything.
I feel really good that we'd beat Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri's one. Look, if you want to throw a little gamble out there and try to ride some odds at plus 2,500. They've crept into the top 25 since we beat their brains out. They're playing really good basketball. I mean, if you look at the bracket, I mean, if they match up with Alabama in that semifinal game, if they get to the finals, watch out, man. I mean, this team has the athletic ability. that one may not be one that you'd gamble real high, and you get some pretty good return on that.
Watched a lot of the A&M Alabama game on Saturday in between a basketball practice we had and then a baseball doubleheader that we went to. So right there in the middle, which I unfortunately missed a lot of the Auburn game, but I did have the chance to watch a lot of the A&M and Alabama game. And Brett, that wasn't a farce. That was Texas A&M from a physicality and an athleticism standpoint imposing their will.
We saw that happen with Oklahoma and Alabama earlier.
It did. Now, that has happened to be out of Coleman Coliseum. But now we're at a stretch in the basketball season where you're neutral site. And does Alabama travel well to Nashville? Maybe. I don't know. I don't get the same feel for Alabama basketball I have for Auburn right now. I don't think they're as rabid as we are.
I don't think they really bought in yet. Overall.
I think they're bought in that they're championship contender.
No, I mean, I think.
Do you think they'll travel well?
I think they will to Nashville. I do. I think Nashville's such a good trip anyway.
Yeah, it's a fun trip.
And I think Alabama winning the league, they'll carry a good contingent up there. Of course, Kentucky buys all the tickets, and if Kentucky goes out early, you can get a ticket. If that's always the kicker. If Kentucky goes out, man, their tickets laying on the ground because they buy all of them. And that's for Kentucky fans. Sometimes the only way they can see their team, they can't get in Rupp Arena to see their team. So they have to buy SEC tournament tickets or go on the road and watch. Auburn's kind of doing that right now. It's hard to get a ticket in Neville Arena. But you can go over to South Carolina or you can go up to Nashville like you did, or you can go over to Starkville and you can get a cheaper ticket and see your team play. You just can't see them in their home place. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left in today's show. Ty says, I read the other day Flanagan and Berman could come back next year. Also saw Jalen Williams could come back. So if they wanted to, I do think Flanagan will come back. I know I ain't been the biggest fan of Alan Flanagan. But he would provide depth to a team. If you look at it, Auburn don't have a lot coming in this coming year. Auburn's going to have to go to the transfer portal to help. Now, next year's class, different story. They got 3 studs coming in, 3 of the better players in the country coming in, point guard, shooting guard, and a big man inside 7 foot. Now, you're going to have massive size there. But this coming up year, Auburn's only got 1 guy in this class. So they're going to have to go hit the transfer portal. So it would not be a bad thing, as critical as a lot of us have been with Alan Flanagan, me being the most. He does – every so often get on these streaks where he'll pump 15, 18 points in and provide you with a very athletic option there at the 2 position. And Leo Berman, why not? You know, if he hadn't have any other plans, come on back. I think he's grown tremendously this year and has gained minutes. So I think that would definitely help. But if Jalen Williams comes back, that's a big plus for Auburn. That guy's good. And I think, like Bruce Pearl has said, I don't think Jalen Williams realizes how good he is or how good he could be, because it is not uncommon to see him score 20 or 22 and it looked very effortless for him. But then there's some games he goes missing and gets timid and only puts 8 on the board. So Jalen Williams could grow and mature, and that could come back. So that could help in this day and age, man. Your roster, you don't know what it's going to look like from year to year.
I think all 3 have gotten better this year.
I do too.
Compared to the following year. And if they continue to do that, then I think all 3 could be –
a lot of experience coming back.
Massive contributors. And who knows where the ceiling is for Flanagan. We've always hoped that we could get the ceiling at some point while he was at Auburn, but it's still way up there. And he gives you these glimpses of where you go, man, I get it. We've never had – we've had some high flyers, but none much better than him.
Right.
This guy brings athleticism to the court and a willingness to defend if he can just find his path there.
Right.
But, I love what Leo Berman – you and I have been seeing Leo Berman for a decade, it feels like.
Absolutely.
Counting his time back at Mountain Brook. And no longer does when he come into the ball game do I feel like, well, I wonder how many minutes he's going to be in there. No, I know he's going to be in there for 4 or 5 minutes. And it could be 4 or 5 minutes where I hope that he gets 3 or 4 shots during that stretch too. And I wouldn't have said that last year.
No, you're right. Kyle said Jay will slide to the 3, Broom go to 4, and then find a true big man in the transfer portal.
That's what we need.
Well, that would be a good lineup there. Wendell Green will be back.
KD's back.
KD's going to be back. I know it's been sporadic, but that's a lot of experience coming back on a team that's not had a terrible year. Let's be honest about it. They've won 20 games, and they've lost 5 games within a couple possessions. And they played Alabama outstanding on the road and played them great in Neville. Credit Alabama for, being able to overcome a rowdy environment and win the game down there. And they made plays in the last 4 minutes. But Auburn's been right there. And again, this is a team that I think maybe like Thomas said, or actually Kyle said, do you think they may be peaking a little bit right now? So we'll have to see. Let's talk about it now. Ty comes in and says he saw CBS bracketology has Auburn as an 8. I actually think it's a 9. that Jerry Palm, now CBS, Jerry Palm may do his own outside of CBS. He works for CBS, but Jerry Palm has Auburn as a 9 seed versus Iowa as an 8 seed, and that's exactly what Ty has here, but we've got them reversed, starting in Birmingham. So if Auburn were to play Iowa in Birmingham, it doesn't matter. 8, 9 seed doesn't matter. You're going to match up there. Their second round opponent would be the number 1 seed, Houston. Now, again,
I don't care who we play. If it's in Birmingham,
it
is going to be a rabid
I'm going.
orange and blue. Everybody will.
I'm going. I mean, I've never been to an NCAA. I've been to a lot of sporting events. I've been to some big ones. I've been to the World Series.
Could you imagine Auburn
National
playing in
Championship.
Houston and Birmingham?
Massive. That ain't a good deal for Houston. That's not a good draw for them.
Anybody that catches Auburn in Birmingham is not going to be a good
Alabama will be in Birmingham too, but they'll be on the other side of the bracket. They'll be in another bracket, so
that'll even
they'll play on the
out.
other days.
Yeah.
But Alabama and Auburn in Birmingham, if that were to happen, you talking about jumping for joy in the city of Birmingham. All right, so Joe Lunardi has Auburn as a 9 seed versus Florida Atlantic all the way out in Sacramento, California.
That's going to be where we'll be.
And UCLA would be our potential second round. They would be the number 1 seed out of that bracket.
Have you watched them?
They're okay.
I have. They're all right.
Are they number 2 in the country now?
Yeah, but when I watch, I don't know. They're an odd watch.
Look, we just played Alabama twice. I think Alabama's a top 4 team in the country.
They do not have Alabama's athletes.
Okay, so that if you're trying to feel good about this Auburn team against a UCLA or against a Houston, Auburn's already played Alabama twice. And they played even Steven with them. Let's just be honest about it. They lost the games, but Alabama has better talent than Auburn. Alabama had 3 freshmen on the all-freshman team, okay?
Deservedly so.
And they did. So, and they had the player of the year. So, for Auburn to have 2 guys on second team, all-SEC, this hasn't been as talent-rich as Auburn's had in the last 3 or 4 years. So, Auburn to be able to manage 20 wins, I think you've said it multiple times, maybe Bruce Pearl's best coaching job this year with this team. But, you look at it from a standpoint – Joe Lunardi, I hope he's wrong. I hope we don't have to go all the way out to California. If Jerry Palm is right and Auburn matches up with Iowa in the first round or whoever it is, if Auburn's our 8, 9 seed and then Houston probably going to get that number 1 seed in our bracket, man, what a great draw.
Well, in Legacy Arena, if you haven't been, you just sit right there on top of the court.
Everything.
I don't know what it is. It's just got a great feel about it, the way that the environment kind of can explode in there. And you and I,
it gets loud in there too, man.
We're there multiple days this past week as our radio network crew did 42 games over there this past week. It's a good environment.
Right.
It really is a good environment.
Right.
It's in a good part of Birmingham. It's in a growing part of Birmingham.
Right.
I think there's things to do.
That uptown, there's a lot of great restaurants.
It will be packed if Auburn ends up there.
Oh, it will be. Also, closing that out, Auburn seen as an 11 seed in multiple brackets. So highs an 8.
This is going to come down to the way we play in this first round game. If we lose this first round game, you could be 11. You could be one of the last 4 in. You win this first round game, you're going to get an 8 or a 9 seed, and you may end up in a bracket that is favorable to you, like Birmingham.
Yeah.
We need to win. We desperately need to win this first
Thursday.
Just one game.
Just
not asking for anything unreasonable. Just give us one win.
Go beat Arkansas.
Yeah,
absolutely. Up against the final break of the program. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Kalijah Idol 15 is coming. Thousands of dollars in cash and prizes are on the line. Visit WKGA975.com. It's Kalijah Idol 15.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment here on the Auburn Blitz. We appreciate all of you giving us your comments every single day. You can also call us 256-234-6221. James said, I wish Jalen Williams had KD's attitude. Yeah, man, that'd be a fearsome guy. Jalen's just a timid, low-key, he's just not aggressive. Don't talk very much. He's not going to get in anybody's face. But he'll score you 20 a night if he gets on a roll, and he's been Auburn's leading scorer.
I don't know. Maybe we wish KD had more of Jalen's.
Maybe well, I tell you, boy.
I wouldn't have said that last year. You know, the first part of the season, I so bought into the passion that he brings to the game and the fire that he has out there on the court. He has been playing better. He has been playing better, and it's been needed. So don't let me knock him. But we did go through about a year stretch when you consider
halfway
last to half of this year.
You're right.
It was a big drop from what we saw the first 12 to 14 games last year.
Now he's starting to hit it from outside.
If he does, he's a difference maker.
He's the difference in this team.
He is.
I mean,
when he gets wild.
And boy, I tell you, you go back and look at this kind of fast forward. If Jalen Williams and Leo Berman and Janai Broom and then Alan Flanagan, they come back, add Wendell Green, KD, and you bring Chance Wester in as a true 2, 6'6", the scoring ability he has.
Let's hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think he will.
Has anybody given any update on him recently? Is he just gimpy and just going to sit it out and be done?
Ride it out the rest of the year.
Still practicing, or has he been back
Don't
practicing?
know about that. Don't know about that.
I haven't heard.
I think he's probably shooting.
I haven't heard any updates when it comes.
But
to
he's
that.
there. He's on the bench every game. So
which would tell you he's engaged.
Oh yeah, it's not like he's checked out. This is a difference maker guy.
Trail or any update from?
He played the other day. I mean, just not much. He played a little bit.
Is there any part of you that thinks that's going to fix itself?
I don't know. I mean, some
season?
guys can develop, man. Maybe he just wasn't ready. You know, I mean, everybody felt like he was the guy coming off the Israel trip. And then all of a sudden, it just hadn't translated. And Bruce has tried to get him in the mix. And, you know, he had a couple of rebounds the other day. I mean, he got in there. I think he hustles. He just kind of looks like a fish out of water right now. Yeah. I mean, dude, he was a highly ranked prospect. Again, all of them don't always pan out. Not saying his career's dead. He may come back next year and be comeback player of the year. He may be one of the better players in the league. Depends on what he does in the offseason. Auburn baseball, 9-1-1 on the season. One loss to Indiana. That tie to Southern Cal because of the curfew thing. It was tied at 12 apiece. Auburn comes from behind this past Sunday to sweep Lipscomb there and win that series. Really, right now, hitting the baseball about as good as any team in the SEC or in the country. They'll be back in action tonight at home against UAB, and then they'll travel tomorrow to play Jacksonville State in Jack State. Those are not UAB just hosted Notre Dame this weekend. Mm-hmm. They beat them on Sunday.
They did.
So
Casey Dunn led team.
Right. So these are two non-conference opponents that make the NCAA tournament on a regular basis. And so this is again, like Butch said, this is going to be a good barometer for them this week. You got 5 games. You got these 2. Then you got a home series with Southeast Louisiana, who made our regional last year. They're going to get challenged because – you know, Auburn's got some guys out. Bobby Pierce still nursing a muscle situation. Gonzalez probably won't pitch this week. He's coming back, wants to throw a couple bullpens before they allow him to come back. You know, Auburn's first baseman turned his ankle, so he's in a boot. You had, some other guys that are nursing some things. So from a pitching standpoint, Auburn's going to have to throw all these guys out there, but the performances have been pretty good to this point. You know, you look at, what Jason was able to talk about Caldwell, and I'll kind of run down some of the stuff from him this past week. Obviously, Bryson Ware was player of the week. Overall stats, Randy, this guy, 5-13 on the season, 6 home runs, 6 doubles, 17 ribbies right now. Ike Irish is hitting .535, 6 doubles, 9 RBIs. But Bryson Ware this past weekend hit .400 and had 3 home runs just this past weekend. So he is on fire. Pitcher of the week was Tommy Vale. Had a really good outing. John Armstrong went 2-0 coming out of the bullpen as a reliever. I mean, these are guys that, again, you lose Burkhalter, you lose some of these guys. These are new guys that are
all new names, man. You know, I was about to say the same. You know, when you are able to run down that many players that have that many superlatives going on at this point in time in the season, we're not 2 weekends in. I mean, you start getting 15 games into a season, you start having a decent idea where you're going with the year. And Auburn's sitting there 11 games in, and you've got 2 guys both hitting over 500. Not easy to do, and they're both names that we haven't reeled off first. You know, the big thing for Auburn right now, I think, is also we're swinging the bat with a little power.
Right.
And when a Butch Thompson
you got 2 guys with 6 home runs already.
You know Butch is going to send the arms up there. They're going to compete. If you can do what we did last year, which was Sonny D going to the plate, hitting 20 home runs, and others with the ability to go to the plate and swing for the fences to go along with Ike Irishes of the world that may be able to swing this thing as well as anybody we've had in orange and blue in quite some time. The people that I trust say that about his discipline and mechanics there at the plate. But I like our strength and the way the pop that we got.
Well, and you got a freshman that's having to fill in for Bobby Pierce right now, Chris Stansfield. How are you going to put him back on the bench? He's hitting over 500 right now and just tearing it up. So he's had 3 really good games. Here's an update real quick from our buddy Dane. He said Chance Westry practiced for 45 minutes straight between game day and the Bama game that Saturday. He said he looked good to him. He said he's moving fine, and he's working out with the coaches. So
very good.
That's a good positive.
Glad to hear. You know, we just didn't get to see what we could possibly get out of him, and it was a need position. So to have him back, still going to have that same need next year.
He comes back strong. That's a different
big plus.
That's going to wrap it up here for the Tuesday edition of Auburn Blitz. Again, we appreciate everybody joining us every day. We'll be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time.